Hello, beautiful people.
Hello.
Hmm.
Hello.
Hello, beautiful humans. Oh my God, it's here. Hi, Mary.
How are you?
Fantastic.
Good.
Hi, you guys, Rosanu, and where are you guys coming in from?
Switzerland.
Switzerland. Oh, how awesome.
Yeah, the last two winters we visited the temple, but this year we became parents, so we have a
Ah,
6 month one sleeping over in the other room, and not traveling over to Florida this year.
oh, wow, that's awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And hi, all you people named iPhone. Hi, Sabrina.
Hello, hello.
Hmm. Well, it's wonderful to see all of you. The day has come. It's New Year's Eve. I visited the fire spot in front of the temple this morning where we've had our fire for years. It's the same spot every year, and it was amazing just to feel the energy of that and just to anticipate everyone gathering around the fire this evening and all the energy, just all of it. I'm really excited to do this and spend some time with you guys today. Hi, Andrea. Nice to see you.
Hey, Tim.
All right, we are getting started. So I want to talk. Hi, Lauren. Nice to see you. Hi, Jim. Mary. Oh, man.
Hi.
All these beautiful faces. So let's take a second to just be really present. Okay. This is a great exercise just for life in general, but just close your eyes for just a second, for a couple minutes maybe. Take a breath in through your nose and release it out of your mouth. And just start to notice distractions, the things that your mind would like to spend time with. Maybe they're physical discomforts, emotional discomforts. Just bring your awareness yourself to your own being. And whether you find that awareness originating from your heart, or you find that awareness originating from your mind, just let your awareness be in this moment. And if you're noticing distracting thoughts or distracting feelings or distracting emotions, just be present with them, patient with them, and lovingly suggest that they come back a little later. That this is a really important time that you're devoting to yourself right here, right now, because you're really setting an intention and purpose, ostensibly for 2025 in this new year. But it's my experience that these steps that we take with sincerity and purpose and intention have a huge effect on the arc of our entire lives. So this is not a small moment, and it deserves your full awareness and attention. This is a prayer, this is an intention, this is a way of finding support within our community. Take another breath, let your eyes close, bring your awareness to this moment. Take another breath. And just feel the connection with your heart and your sincerity. Beautiful. So the first thing that I want to talk about is many of you, and forgive, I'm going to mute all of you and encourage you that towards the end of this, I'm going to have a Q&A time where we can either ask questions or just talk about what we'd like to do with the upcoming year. And I'm going to work from the organization that's set with this untethered worksheet that many of you have downloaded from my website and are using. And the other thing that I'd like to suggest is that if you would like to still send something to me, I'm going to extend the deadline from last night to probably about midday today. And it just takes me a little while to compile them all, so I'm not throwing a whole ream of paper into the fire, but just have a few, like combine them all into one compact note. So I'll need some time to do that. So if you'd like to send me the things you'd like to let go of, which you'll be talking about and thinking about here shortly, send them to tim@timodavis.com. So I want to start with this. A friend, after my last session, sent me a prayer, and I would like to read that for you right now. It's a beautiful prayer. And Dear God or the universe, I ask that you gently remove anything which is preventing me from loving myself fully and unconditionally. That which is preventing me from believing in myself wholeheartedly and consistently, and that which is keeping me from my joy, peace, blessings, and success. Remove those barriers that I placed around myself and my blessing in moments of fear, and the blocks that I create when I push down my pain. Allow me to know and accept my worth and greatness. I am open and ready for more. Release anything that's not built upon love, and do it all through the feelings of peace, joy, and love. That's a really great prayer for summing up this process that we are going through. And while I've made a nice list, I believe in that list, and I encourage it as a format and a structure for contemplating that which you'd like to let go of, the truth is you could write down almost anything and your heart will be felt and seen through this process. The intention that you know about, and even the intention that you're not entirely sure of, just a vague notion of wanting to improve in a certain area, that's about as specific as it has to get. And you can write down something as broad as I want to let go of fear. I want to let go of attachment. I want to let go of neediness. And those will work just fine. My experience is that as you go through this process, all through all through January and February, the beginning of this coming year, you'll find that you'll find that you are stimulated in certain areas of your life, and it can be painful. It can be really serious. But this process is about asking to have your blockages removed. And so whatever that means is going to happen. And so you may have one whole idea or construct of how that's going to take place and what that means. But the surrender aspect of this is that you'll know when it happens. Your discomfort is your guide. So one of the beautiful, beautiful aspects of Mickey's work, The Untethered Soul, and spiritual work in general is that we learn how to be comfortable in our discomfort. Because quite literally, when you ask for your blockages to be removed, they're almost certainly going to come up with discomfort or pain. So to face that discomfort and pain with gratitude is a really powerful statement for your belief in yourself, your belief in God, your belief in higher power, however it is you view that, the universe. But that sense that you're willing to stand in the fire of yoga, as it is always often called. The fire of yoga is the willingness to meet your blockages and have them lifted from you, and to face the discomfort, pain, or whatever that may mean that it takes to have them removed. So I'd like to just start this beautiful session by saying thank you for that. I think it was Gandhi who said, be the change that you want to see in the world. And when you take on this intention and this power of growth in this way, you are making that change, and you're putting your own comfort to some degree as collateral for that trade. It's a beautiful thing. Be ready, breathe and relax, use the tools that you know how to use when these things come up, but it will come up for sure. Things are definitely going to come up. It's the time of year, it's the receptivity, and it's your intent. So I'm going to follow the structure of my sheet and add in some beautiful Yogananda prayers as we move through this, but things to let go of. And I really just talked about that, but spend some time thinking about that which you would like to let go of. And again, I'll restate it. It does not have to be well written. It just needs to be some notion that triggers a response inside you that reminds you of what you're letting go of. I've gotten a number of lists already, and some really beautiful lists that are very detailed and some that are very broad, and I just see the beauty and sincerity in all of them. So do your thing, right to your ability, to your desire, to what's meaningful and purposeful for you, that covers the gamut, and be surrendered to whatever comes back for that. That's the main thing of letting go. So spend some time with it. Perhaps ponder your relationships, those places where you feel that the world offends you, where you feel there's something wrong, and really explore that. One of the powers of this yogic work is that you're accepting responsibility for the pain and discomfort in your life, emotional, some physical, but mostly emotional, where you are not sort of working with the world in the best way. So just feeling that and offering that up is incredibly powerful. So take some time with that, meditate, look at the things you'd like to let go of, and then put them in an email and send them to me. So next on my list are your pole star values. And the reason that this is number 2 on the list, it could be number 1, probably should be number 1, but it's really a powerful intention to look at how you would like to be. For some, this exercise is an end-of-life exercise. I've even heard of it used in a write your own eulogy for your own funeral. But it's really about prioritizing the things that really matter to you. Is it making money? Probably not. Is it how you treat other people, how you work with yourself, who you want to be as you get older, how you want to be and feel life? So think about that. What's your pole star value? And the example that I love to give is Mickey, because he constantly refers to the one priority in his life as going to God. And for him, that covers a multitudes of values and purposes, but it's really about going to God. It's for him. That's how he feels that commitment that he has. And everybody has a different way of viewing that and feeling that. For some people, God is a very loaded expression. It's a difficult concept just because of the conditioning that they've had in their youth, some of the things that's happened to them. So find your own way of expressing that. The highest purpose that you have in life, the greatest that you can be, the most that you can do with yourself. I'm going to offer the word service. Everyone that's ever been through the Untethered Soul will find that at the end of the book, as you start to realize the magic of your own being, service is a huge part of that. How you treat the world, what you do for the world. Look for ways to serve, people to serve, or even just asking for a mode of service that's true, that has purpose, that is meaning for you. So the pole star values, the guiding principles that will navigate you through the coming year and the rest of your life, your highest priorities and beliefs that resonate deeply within your true self. So as we flip the page to section 3, the next one is spiritual practices and habits. And I think this is worth an annual review. In different aspects of my life, I have been a consistent and steady meditator. And at different points in my life, I've meditated just through my time at the temple. Every period of life has its different purpose and time. For me personally, this year, I'm committing to meditating at least once a day at home, in addition to the time I spend at the temple. And for me, that's valuable and purposeful. I'm creating a space for quietly my consciousness to be receptive to whatever may be coming down through the universe in terms of my own service, my own practice, the way I work with other people. I've been given some kind of ask from the universe and from some of you specifically to engage and share what I've learned in my beautiful time here. And so that's something I take incredibly seriously. And it comes with a bit of fear to try to well represent everything that this temple stands for. I can't possibly do that. I can do how I feel, what it's meant for me, and relate through the stories of my life as I've been through them. And meditation will help me with that. Meditation will help me to stay pure and clean to that purpose. And I encourage you to look at your pole star values and see where you have work, and then apply the purpose of meditation or the practice of meditation around that purpose. For many of you, a great practice is just to pause at multiple times a day. I've seen incredible progress people make in their lives from pausing 2, 3 to sometimes 10 times a day just to quickly shut their eyes, take a breath, and just ask themselves how they're doing. What's going on in my heart? How am I feeling? What is the predominant energy? And then having acknowledged that energy, maybe it's disturbance, frustration, anger, being pissed off, whatever it is for you, take one breath, maybe 2 breaths to surrender that energy to the universe and find your balance. That's a beautiful practice. And anyone who's ever spent time with me knows that that's something I firmly believe in. I've seen people just make incredible progress. You can set a limit to the day in terms of how much you vary when you meditate. You can keep yourself at a pretty high place if you meditate in the morning and the evening. You start with that beautiful intention of staying in a high place. But these interim times, as many times a day as you can remind yourself to take a breath, do an internal check-in, and relax, it'll keep you from sagging. It'll always keep your intention. It'll always keep your awareness on the arc of your spiritual growth, your energy patterns. It's a great practice. So easy. You can set your phone to give you alarms. You can set moments, like before you get on a Zoom call, before you get in your car, before you touch a doorknob to come into your house and greet your family. These are all great times to check in, because it's so easy to get frustrated or have anxiety and let that sense of disturbed energy carry you throughout your whole day. So by relaxing, realizing it, and giving it up and letting it go, you can set an intention to at least be present in every moment that arises for you as they come. That's another beautiful spiritual practice. Whatever works for you, whatever works for you, just set an intention, look at your pole star values, and then create a practice that will support them. So next on section 4 is all the other stuff, the sort of classic sense of New Year's resolutions. And Yogananda once said, every day make a habit, every day break a habit. And the power of that is that when you focus your intention on your habit structure, you become really aware of why you do things and how you do things. And that is a really powerful aspect of mindfulness, right? So when you feel your habits and you start to see them, you're really focusing on breaking some habits that you have, whether it's maybe for a few days you don't eat sugar. Maybe for a few days you don't drink coffee. Maybe there's something in your life that you know you enjoy, but just take it out of your life for a few days and see how that feels inside. See if there's some sort of neediness around it or addiction or whatever, but just treat yourself to that challenge of taking something out of your life. And equally, put something into your life, even if it's just for a few days. So maybe it's doing push-ups, and maybe it's meditating an extra 10 minutes. Maybe it's going for a walk or some healthy aspect of being just to challenge yourself, right? Mindfulness is a great way to approach habits because you learn so much about yourself. Mindfulness is in practice of learning about yourself, and habits hold so much information. For me personally this year, and I've already started, this is a huge challenge for me, so pray for me. No caffeine, no sugar, right? No hard sugar. Like there's always sugar in just about everything, but no like cookies, sweets. And I've managed to get through the past 2 weeks really well, but I'm going through a hardcore recommit as of this moment. And I find that when I take sugar out of my diet and caffeine, it's really hard. Number one, don't do this without really pondering your willingness to go through discomfort, because you get headaches, you go through brain fog. But I find that when I get to the other side of all that, I have this really powerful clarity that's really purposeful for me, and it just helps me to even sit in this space and do well with it, to feel good about myself. So consider just working on habits, right? And so exercise is a great one. It's dharmic. This space is, the other goals is really about dharma for me. As a human, your consciousness, the core, the center of your being rides around in this human. And so it's wise to take care of that human, to give that human some exercise, to give that human the right kind of sleep, to give that human the kind of nutrition that it really deserves. So take care of your human. This is where you would classically find, I'm going to eat better, I'm going to sleep better, I'm going to exercise, whatever it is for you. If something moves you, this is where you do it. The Dharma is a really powerful way to look at these aspects of life. So for those of you who don't know, it doesn't have a specific translation to English, but the way that I like to consider it is your responsibility as a spiritual person to take care of all of the aspects of your life. It's a gift to have a body and to be born onto earth. And all of the aspects of that being deserve care and responsibility. And in many cases, there's physical pain, there's physical sickness, there's all these different ways that your being can get out of whack for different reasons. And what I'm going to say is, it's not your fault, right? But the New Year's is a great time to open yourself to the responsibility of taking care of your human the best possible way. So that means that if you need money to work, if you need to earn money to live and to eat and to support yourself, then set a reasonable expectation around that. And there's real value in that, because there's so many ways to egoically not want to work or not face the challenges that come with work. That's been a huge area of growth for me is work. I'll write down for about the 30th year in a row, defensiveness, which has come up with me through authority figures, right? It's my ability to work, and work has helped me to feel that. So work is a beautiful place for growth. Earning your keep, so to speak, is a beautiful way to work through your energies as a human. You have a dharma to take care of yourself financially, physically. This is a beautiful way to look at that. And anything else? Maybe it's to be a better listener, right? How many of you have noticed that when you're talking to someone that you deeply care about and you have a lot of emotional investment with, so to speak, that your mind can race ahead when you're hearing them talk, when they're pushing your buttons or hitting your stuff. It's really easy to get triggered. So maybe you write down something along those lines. I'm going to let go of being triggered. I'm going to be a better listener. I'm going to consciously resolve to not think of replies to conversations before I've heard everything the other person has to say. That's great. That's a great relationship one for all y'all. And maybe it's to just stay centered in when you're dealing with siblings, children, parents. This is a good place to put down the dharmic elements of your life where you could see room for improvement. So a couple things. That's the gist of it. I want to repeat yet again that if all you can muster is, I want to stop being so scared, that'll be fucking great. You'll find so much value from that, and it will just lift you up. But if you're able and willing to put in some time reviewing the year and thinking about the different aspects of it, there's value in that too. It's different for everybody, so do what's right for you. So that's what I have. I want to talk about success. I've got a quote here from Yogananda about success, and I feel like this quote really is a great way to look at how you want to live. Okay, this is by Yogananda. Success must be measured by happiness, your own ability to remain in harmony, rather than by health, prestige, or wealth. If you have lots of health and lots of wealth, but lots of trouble with everybody, including yourself, you have very little. The entire purpose of life becomes futile if you cannot find happiness. So that's a really beautiful thing to consider, that at the core of all this, you're doing it to be happier, almost certainly. There's service, there's other beautiful aspects of self-improvement. But at the end of the day, spiritual, religious, philosophical, psychiatric, all these different ways of working on your internal being are about creating more energy, more uplift, more happiness. And what I want to say is there's no there to get to, right? That just from making daily progress, you'll find your energy opens. And it's incredibly self-satisfying just to see an aspect of yourself that wants to grow so badly that it's willing to do what it takes, ready to meditate, ready to take those pause and breathe, relax points during the day, whatever it is, just to see yourself actually doing that work and feel that the satisfaction of that is really uplifting. So just make some progress. That's all I ask, right? Just to devote yourself to some vein of this that really is meaningful to you and just make some progress. Quickly, I've got a little program that I'm doing. It's a small charge for all of January and even through February 1st. So that's at my website, TimODavis.com. If you'd like some sort of ongoing support where we will have meetings just like this, and there'll be a daily affirmations and daily points of inspiration. The plan right now is to meet, I believe, 10 o'clock or 9 o'clock on Saturdays. I have to remember that. And if some of you would like to join but don't have time to make a 10 o'clock or 9 o'clock on Saturday meeting, then I will make time for you individually. So that's the sales pitch, and I'm done with that. So I would like to offer to you guys the chance to ask questions or to talk about this, to talk about what's meaningful for you, or if you just have anything you'd like to share. I'm going to call on you if you don't raise your hand. So is anybody would like to raise your hand and share something? I see the Cantus leaning forward.
Tim,
For
Sandra.
what we're sending you, Tim, is it just the let go list?
Yes, you can send me the whole thing, but the part I'm going to put into the fire is the let go. That has the symbolic relevance, but I trust what the powers that be that rule the universe to get it all right. So but I'm just going to pull that apart. And again, a lot of it's just so I don't have reams of paper to throw in the fire, and it'll just be the letting go part. Thanks. Andrea, were you leaning in? I thought I saw maybe you were going to ask something. No?
Me?
Yeah.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
Just want to say thank you and look forward to sending you my list, my let go. But I saved the other stuff. He clarified that for me as well. I wasn't sure if I had to send you all these other pole star and spiritual things, and so thank you for that. But thank you for doing this. Honestly, thank you. You're
very welcome. I'm happy to be here. It's a beautiful time. Andrea White, how are you?
I'm well, Tim. I'm well. What's the deadline for the to send you the letter today?
Earlier is better. My day's going to get busy. About 6 o'clock. So I'm at 4 o'clock. Let's say 4 o'clock, the absolute deadline. Okay.
Okay.
Eastern.
This is just absolutely beautiful. I've jumped on all calls.
Yeah, you've been on all three, haven't you?
Yes, just to take in the wisdom and yeah, just grateful to be here. And yeah, part of me is really wanting to be there for New Year's this year. I was there last year, and yeah, I'm good.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate your support. Same for you, Angela. All the people here have been so kind to me about encouraging me to do this, and I really appreciate that. Rob Coldwell, what's up with you? And perhaps he is gone. Okay. All right. I'm going to skip to Mary Hall.
I really like this. It gives us a chance to express what's important to us, and it gets me to think about what's important to me.
Yeah.
I like how Mickey said in the talk, you don't have to do an inventory. You can just put down everything.
Yeah.
Everything that keeps me from God. And it made me think that even the word God, it's all goes on there, because what we're really talking about is something unknowable and unnameable with our present state of consciousness.
Yes. I listened to a philosophy podcast, and they defined the word ineffable. And ineffable is something that can't be defined by human language or understanding, I guess. And I suspect that's what it is. I've always used the metaphor. I've always used the metaphor of taking the dog for a ride in the car, and he doesn't know what the fuck just happened, but he just went on this really cool ride, and the wind was in his ears, and like the whole thing. That's kind of how it feels like when I'm, close to God, when I'm feeling like I'm doing the right stuff, and my commitment comes through. I'm just like, I don't know what's really happening, but I don't really care. I'm just happy to be here, So
That's beautiful. Thank you.
Hi, Mark Bergerelli. It's nice to see you. I got to share a hug with you the other day. That was awesome.
Hey, Tim. Yeah, that was really nice to see you in person. Oh, there's Bella too.
Hi, Bella. It's nice to see you again. You're sitting right behind me. You're so beautiful. Thanks for joining us. How are you doing, Mark?
Doing great. My question for you is that opening prayer was very nice, and I would love to get my hands on that. Would you be able to provide a way to get that?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it is a beautiful prayer. I'm going to close with it too when we get to the end. But I'm going to see if I can drop this into the chat as a video, it's a graphic. So let me see if
that would be a good idea. Beautiful prayer. What? The gently part I liked.
Yeah. Wouldn't we like that? Okay, let's see. Oh, yeah, that didn't work. Let's try this. Use all my tricks of the Macintosh trade here. All right. It's tiny, but there it is. Oh, I went to and I'm going to put it on my my social too. If you guys follow me on Facebook, I'll post it to Facebook not long after this meeting, so you can find it there. Try it again to make sure it gets through. Beautiful. Thank you, Mark. Anybody else? Any questions? Any thoughts?
Hey,
Sabrina? Oh, no, go ahead. Go ahead, Anne.
Yeah,
ahead.
Rosanna here. Well, first of all, thank you so much. It was actually the first time that after the birth, or since the birth, we could find a way and a time to a bit meditate and calm down. These past 6 months have been really full on with the baby.
So cute.
Yeah.
I remember you. You were pregnant.
Yes, I
God
was
bless you.
pregnant.
Oh
Yeah,
my God, this little thing is so cute.
Angela.
Oh yeah, you guys are busy.
Exactly. So it feels like, after kind of the tornado of these past 6 months, now things are slowing down a little bit and we're, coming back to ourselves. And that's also the intention for next year, to kind of come back to my practice. As a mom, I didn't have time at all for myself. And the only practice that I could do was like this self-awareness, right? This bringing attention to myself and constant triggers with the baby and with, postpartum and everything. And so what I want to invite is more some, actual practices that I can do during the day to nourish myself, so that I can be more present for my family. And it's so beautiful because like in January we were there, so it's so beautiful to, end the year with the same energy. I really feel that. And so I really want to thank you. Thank you for that.
Oh, beautiful. We have a beautiful group on here today.
Good. Maybe I take over. Stefan here. My reflection, thanks a lot again. I was also like just reflecting on the goals and also with a time constraint, having less time. And I perceive for this year, actually, I would think of the spiritual practice, but maybe also doing things like I really avoid, like overcoming procrastination, like things like very bureaucratic, like really annoying things, and feels like a bigger hurdle to overcome than doing like more meditation, which is nice. But actually the bigger pain point is like doing the things I don't want to do, which actually also will benefit in the end. I know when I get it out of the way, but they are just this is just more coming through to me that this is like next year it's more important to do the things I don't want to do instead of like maybe spiritual practice, which is also a way of spiritual practice of focusing on one thing. So
yes, absolutely. I as I'm watching you guys with your children, I know, that many of you have either families or businesses or things that you really have to commit yourself to fully in order to make successful, so to speak. And I think that's a huge part of surrender, is to acknowledge that there are things in your life that are more important than yourself, right? And that when I hear Mickey talk about God, I that's what I see. And when I hear, I work with entrepreneurs a lot, and to make their venture successful, they have to commit themselves so fully to it. And when something is more important than your ego and yourself and your sort of way of seeing the world, that you're willing to let go of some of your long held beliefs, like some of the noise of the belief systems that we carry, it's amazing how you grow, right? To go into a meeting as a business person and have to negotiate a deal means that you have to be present, and it's all spiritual stuff. And as long as we keep that sense of dharma around it and we don't lose focus on how much money we're trying to earn or what the purpose of it is, that committing yourself to anything, even I've seen it with an Olympic athlete who has come to the temple, who they just, for some period of their life, that was the most important thing. They were willing to sacrifice all, their ego, their personality, whatever, to be a success in this other area. So yes, everything is spiritual. It really is. If you devote yourself to it the right way, with the right purpose and the right intent, there's nothing that is not spiritual. Everything in you will get challenged every day, and that's incredibly growthful. All right, a couple more. Cindy, what's your plan for the year? You're looking for the unmute? Should be over on the far left, I believe, where it says audio, I think. Is that right? All right. Keep looking for that button, Cindy, and we'll get back to you in a second. Sabrina, what are you going to do with this year?
Thank you. I've got to tell you, I've kept this open on my desk for the last few days, and it's got lots of little scribbling on it. But what I really took away in the last few days was in reflection of this past year. As I wrote this, there was just so much gratitude for everything that I went through to get to today. And I feel like it's something that we don't often do. We are so ready to look forward at the next year that we maybe don't give ourselves enough grace for the past year that we just had. And I found that this exercise was a wonderful opportunity to look back and smile and hold space for myself at the times that maybe I didn't show up at my best version in this past year, but also to give thanks to myself for all the times, like I just went onto my photo drive to pull something, and there was a year in review, and there was things that I had completely forgotten about, but yet today I'm so grateful for. And as sometimes at this time of the year, we carry the heavy burdens of what we didn't get to tick off our list, or where we struggled, or where we had bigger lessons than we wanted. And this changed my whole year in review, because I look back at this whole year and everything, the highs and the lows, with so much love. And from that point, I can, write this and look forward with eager anticipation and just as much love, because when I show up every day and want to serve from my heart, there's never a bad day. And that excites me for every day. Yeah.
That's beautiful. Thank you for sharing that.
Thank you. Thank you for opening up, for creating this space. You have been a huge teacher for me this past year. I'm excited for this coming year. I'm excited for accountability every day of this program, of, just having to step up and excited to step up. It's not like, shit, I have to do this. It's like, yay, I get to do this. Because like every time I lean further into the practice, freaking amazing things happen, and that I could have never, ever even dreamt of. So excited.
Oh, that's awesome. Excitement. Yes.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Okay, I figured out my mute.
Nice. Awesome.
Sorry. I don't know what was wrong with that.
No problem.
I love the way you've laid it out. I think what it all spoke to me, but the pole star values, kind of in the wake of Jimmy Carter's death, I've been thinking about, how do I want to be remembered?
Yeah.
And I love the way you've tied that into this, because in some ways that feels kind of egocentric to think about that. But something that kind of came to me was being a giver and not a taker.
Ooh, yeah, that's beautiful.
And I think Mickey has said that as well. And just finding ways to be a giver and a life of service. So I like how that kind of ties into letting go and setting those intentions for the year.
It's beautiful. Yeah, service. How do you want to be remembered? These are all great ways to frame, the choice that you have. It's really amazing that how much power we have over our lives, but not from sort of the sense that we're conditioned to think so. That if we stay true to our intent and purpose, we get this consistency of effort because we've got these pole star values, and all of our effort falls in line with what our real values are. And that truth and the power of that linear power of just having pole star values and making sure that all the little acts of your day, all the choices that you make are in support of those pole star values, then you'll go where you want to go. And surrender is letting that take you where you should be taken. But my experience is it's amazing that you can commit to these pole star values and surrender, and it's the same energy. They'll take you where you're supposed to go. We have an expression here called your undreamt dreams will be answered. Like things you didn't even know, lifestyles or some aspect of your being that you would never anticipate having wanted or appreciating will come into your life, and it will feel just as natural and beautiful, and you never that could come for you. So I just want to offer that possibility along with the being comfortable, being uncomfortable that I warned you about earlier. There's beauty in this too. Well, does anybody want to raise your hand and share something, raise a question? If not, I'm going to read this prayer again, and we're going to go attack this year with as warriors of love. All right, here it comes. Dear God or the universe, I ask that you gently remove anything which is preventing me from loving myself fully and unconditionally. That which is preventing me from believing in myself wholeheartedly and consistently, and that which is keeping me from my joy, peace, blessings, and success. Remove those barriers that I placed around myself, my blessings in moments of fear, and the blocks I created when I pushed down my pain. Allow me to know and accept my worth and greatness. I am open and ready for more. Release anything that's not built upon love and do it all through the feelings of peace, joy, and love. I'll say amen to that. And with love and gratitude, respect, I want to acknowledge your willingness to grow and your desire to grow. And how beautiful that is, how few people really seek to work from the inside in order to change the course of their lives. Work from the inside. You'll find the beauty and the truth, the resilience and the power that is inherent to you when you were born. Do this work to peel away the blockages that keep you from knowing and being your true reflection of who you are. And know who you are. Know who you are. You are love. You are love. You are consciousness and you are love. Have a beautiful day. Have a beautiful year, everybody.